Silver Presents, where we present the best content from your favorite esports players. I am joined by Golden Guardian support Huhi after their loss against FlyQuest. Huhi, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so as we mentioned a little bit in the beginning of the call before we started, you and I bumped briefly in at MSG when you were at Worlds. So I kind of want to know a little bit about how your Worlds experience was.
I think the world's experience has. I mean, the world's is always like amazing experience as a player. You get to play versus like the best players in the world, and also get to travel, like experience their culture. Like you get to bond your team. There's a lots of benefit into it. It just always sucks that I always came off short to make it out of the groups. And yeah, I think next time that I go to Worlds, I hope that that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to be fair, the rest of North America didn't do that well either. So
Yeah.
we're all proud of you regardless. During the offseason, you made a pretty big change, putting back on the Golden Guardians jersey and reuniting with Stixay. So, gotta know what made you decide to join the Golden Guardians.
I think when I was just talking to Golden Guardians at the time, it just made the most sense since they also had they were planning to bring in a lot of Korean players in, and those were the players who really interested me to play with. So when I was talking to Golden Guardians, I think that was the biggest upside because throughout my career, only my first team when I played on LCK, I was playing with a lot of Korean full Korean teams, and I thought joining Golden Guardians, I might have like that similar environment. So I just wanted to see how that was, and I was really excited to play with all the players that was on Golden Guardians as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, understood completely. I gotta ask about Gory coming in this week. His visa got approved. He was in. When a player has that short of time, as a veteran player yourself, I gotta ask, how does it feel from your perspective acclimating this new player to not only the team but a brand new culture and making sure they're feeling welcome and respected within the team?
Um, I think that's definitely like the hardest thing to do when like a player gets imported from another country. Like, because usually I see a lots of player getting homesick and feeling lonely or kind of not being able to perform because of like all the external factors. I think having River helps a lot because River and Gory knew each other, and also I'm Korean, so he talks to me whenever he wants to as well. So yeah, I thought like just having the same, I guess, culture player definitely is helping him. And I hope that that's the case for the future as well.
Mm-hmm. A couple years ago, when you were on 100 Thieves, Nate Shot mentioned that you were one of the players to often take a lot of import players or people new to North America and have them over to your house, regardless of the team. So this comes as no surprise to me, but it's always exciting to hear how you are helping acclimate players. I got to ask a little bit, deviating from the team itself, I got to ask about the other changes in the support role. As we saw Kalista support in Game 1 versus Cloud9, and across the world, we've seen marksmen come in to the support role. This has caused a lot of division, especially with items such as Spectral Sickle being a little overtuned. I gotta get your thoughts. How do you feel about the marksman supports coming into the meta?
I mean, it's fun to play, but not fun to play against. Because usually like marksman supports always have like the hail of blades, and they just basically auto attack you, and you can't do much as the opponent unless you're playing the same style as it. So it is a bit frustrating to play against, but fun to play. But at the same time, I do wish that like the old like melee supports meta comes back so that I can more so have like a cooler, I guess, like engages compared to just autoing as an AD carry. Um, yeah, I think for me that will be way more fun to play with.
Let's be real, we're all waiting for you to bring back the set. We know how good you are on set.
Yeah.
I gotta ask about that game. That game was really back and forth, where there were definitely moments where on your side, Gory could have easily Sarima shuffled its way into a comeback, but at the same time, Prince was definitely getting a little overwhelming. When you have these back and forth games that can go either way, really, what do you do as a player to make sure you're keeping in the right mental regardless if it's a win or a loss, just to make sure you're level-headed and make the right plays?
Usually in the game, I will try to give like a clear direction to my teammates, and when they are looking like a bit too panicked or excited, I will tell my team to calm down a little bit and just reassure like what we are supposed to do in the moment. So like that game, I think we had a few moments like that. So I had to kind of calm my teammates down and kind of like have a clear communication of what our goal is in that situation. Um, so yeah, I think if we just play like certain scenarios better, I think that game could have easily been our side. But yeah, I think FlyQuest, especially Prince, kind of punished us a lot with his Lucian pick.
Mm-hmm. Having been on the LCS stage before, and I know you've been in some of these situations before, where it's a little where you're behind early in the split but are able to come back. Does a 0-3 start bother you at all, or do you think you have plenty of opportunity and room to grow?
Um, I mean, if I'm being honest, it definitely bothers me because no one likes to be 0-3. And also it was just unfortunate because first week we had to play Young, even though he performed above our expectation, and we were really thankful for that. It just wasn't enough as a team because we were as a team underperforming a lot. And having Gori finally back here and having like 2 or 3 days practice and playing with him, kind of gives us way more hope and energy and fresh air. So I just hope that going in the future, even though we're 0-3 start, we can keep being on track and focus on what we are supposed to do and not really care about our score or what outside people think about us and just keep at it.
Mm-hmm. Understood. I gotta ask about your goals a little bit. You've won several LCS titles at this point, one recently as well. You've been to the world stage. I know you mentioned that you really want to perform well, but now you're on a new team, a new chance to prove yourself even further. What are your goals for the spring split?
Um, I think for the spring split, I just want to prove everyone that we are a competitive team. Because I think a lot of people put us pretty low tier in the rankings, and I think that's completely fine. And we don't really like necessarily think about those things, but at the same time, I want to just grow a lot of Golden Guardians fan base and also show that what we're capable of. And I just think Gory and especially like Gory and River are like amazing players, and Stixay and Licorice both have like championship, including me. So I just want to show that we can pick again and that we can achieve great things
Mm-hmm.
later.
All right. Is there anyone you're looking forward to facing off against in the next couple weeks?
Um, yeah, I mean I'm excited to face against EG again. Uh, it's just last time we played them uh after our game, FBI kind of had some banter against me. So next time I just want to beat him and have the reverse towards him.
Mm-hmm. I definitely know the quote you're talking about there. On a non LCS topic, I have to ask you particularly about one special champion in Aurelion Sol. Um, I know the last time you and I spoke, I begged you to play Aurelion Sol support. You said no. Um, but Aurelion Sol's getting a rework. And I know you are focused on the LCS a bit, but I want to know, have you gotten a chance to take a look at the Aurelion Sol rework? And if so, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean I definitely saw the rework, and I think the rework kind of makes it so that it's more viable towards support. Because now it has a lot of crowd control and yeah, I mean it just looked also really different compared to other supports. So definitely gonna try it.
So we're having it on record. This is being recorded. You
Yeah.
said there's a chance that we're gonna get Aurelion Soul support.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking forward to that one as a support main. Finally, I do have to ask. You said you wanted to grow the Golden Guardians fan base, so I want to give you the chance. Is there anything you'd like to say to the Golden Guardians fans?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement coming in, especially now that Gray is here. I think we can show lots of growth, and we're gonna work hard to do that. So I just hope that we can impress some people and bring some fandom to Golden Guardians.
All right. With that, that's all the questions I have for you. Huhi, thank you so much for speaking with me, and I always enjoy talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much.
The DJ is crying for help.